Hi guys, and welcome to Mike's Positively Technical World video reviews. Today we're going to be having a look at the Stalwart, realistically, of mowers. It's the turn of the Worx wg779E. And in the four mowers that we're actually going to be reviewing, this like mini series of four mowers, this is the only one that's brushed. So let's come in and have a look at it, and we'll go through some facts, features, and what it does. So here it is, it's 40 volts. Obviously we'll have a look under the hood first of all, and you'll see it's a little bit dusty, bless it, I do apologise, but you'll see we have, instead of the single slot where we've previously seen for the WG730, you now got two slots for the 40 volt system. So two 20 volt powershare batteries. You can use these on your drills, your hedge trimmer, whichever you fancy, or other Worx tools. Put it down, and then you're now running in 40 volt mode. It's got a total of, I think it's 5 selectable heights. Yeah, it's 5. I try and remember off the top of my head. So the highest one, you got 70mm cut. That gives it a total of 70mm, 60, 50, 40, 30, and then right down on the deck is 20mm. Obviously, for the test that we're going to be doing today, we're going to be using 50mm, so it's exactly the same as the Worx WG730E. The WG779, it does feature cut to the edge technology, whereby the deck basically is right up against the side of the chassis here. And it also features grass collection box. The grass collection box is slightly larger than the WG730. I think this is a 40 litre box off the top of my head, and you'll see that it's a fabric designed box as opposed to the completely rigid one. It still features the load gauge, if you will, and that basically, so when it's empty, this stays open, and then when it's full, the airflow no longer goes into it, and this shuts, indicating that the basket is full. It's very, very good. It also has an optional, and I do quote this optional, it doesn't come with it on the UK version, but a mulching plug. Now, a mulching plug sits in the back here. It just slots in. You can see how much I've used mine. And that basically, if we go underneath, I'll just take the batteries out. It does have a safety key at the top, but I'll go through that in a second. Better be safe than sorry. You only get one set of fingers in life, and I've still got all 8. So if you look underneath here, you'll see you've got the blade, and you can see here the mulch plug stops the grass from basically being ejected, and the blade style that you'll see here has got a wing tip on it, denoting that it is a mulching type blade as opposed to the standard flat blade as we've seen previously on the WG730. It's direct drive to the brush motor that's above here, and you'll see that they've got rid of the height adjustment from previously, where you've got to very cumbersomely sort of go through from underneath, and it's now a one-touch system on top. And also, very, very cool with this one, I think it's unique to any mower actually on the Worx range, it features a roller at the back. It's very cool. It's a sprung roller. It sits at the back here, and if you cut below about 40mm or below, then the roller does come into play. Whereas, unfortunately, if you're cutting on higher settings of 70 and 60 and 50mm, which unfortunately is what we were doing today, you won't get a stripe out of it, just because the roller is that a little bit further down. And also, not being funny, I mean, this is quite an old mower of mine. I've been using this for the past 3 years, and the spring on it's a little bit sticky, bless it, but it does articulate and go with the terrain, and on the lower settings it does actually produce quite a nice stripe. Unfortunately 50mm isn't really the sort of height that you want to see it at for striping, and obviously to clean it off afterwards, it's got a plastic deck, so you can just, if you really want, just jet wash it off with your hydro shot. Obviously it's IPX1 rated, so it can have vertical rain on it, but it's not designed to be waterproof or room pressure. However, I've been pressure washing it underneath for 3 years, and mine still works. Don't take that as a gospel. You can pressure wash it, please, but at the same time, that's what I've managed to get away with, if you like. Putting the batteries back in. I mentioned the one-touch setting here, and this is very much simple. All 4 wheels are adjusted from this one point, and I know I've been through it already, but it's just a very, very cool advancement basically from the WG730. And if you look around the front here, everyone's going like, what does this do? It's a switch. And if you come in with the camera, please, you'll see you've got two modes. You've got Eco, which uses the IntelliCut system. The IntelliCut system basically works out how much power it needs and then delivers that for the most economical mow possible. So when you're going over smaller, lighter amounts of terrain and grass, it will run slowly and efficiently, using up as little possible of the battery. But if you want to stick it into turbo mode, it will run at full RPM constantly, i.e. in IntelliCut turbo mode constantly, without going into eco mode. It's a very, very decent thing if you want to do some larger clumps of grass and you don't mind your batteries wasting away so fast. You'll also see on this model, you have a power test button. This is only a momentary push button thing, but when you push that, it does give you a 5-bar gauge on how high your batteries are combined. You'll see there that you've got a total of 5 bars, and we will go and test that obviously in the front garden. So the same apples to apples test as we done last week with the same amount of growth over a similar week. Unfortunately, I can't test it over the same week because as soon as you cut that grass, it's gone. But it is the closest apples to apples test that I can get. Going on to the handles on this, they still fold down in a similar fashion to the WG730, but this time you'll notice that you've got a dual function height adjuster on it. It is very crude dual height adjuster. You undo the wing nut and completely, and then you remove this screw, which is like a mini coach bolt. It's like an M6 coach bolt, and then you'll see that obviously that handle can then come down, and then the bolt can go through this hole or the one that it's currently in. That way it suits a variety of different users. Depends on whether you're tall or whether you're shorter. But like I said, it is quite fiddly to do. Very fiddly to do. There's more than one way to get your objective. And whilst we're looking at the handle end, I won't do that completely because we'll have a look at how compactly this guy goes down, because this is one of its advantages. We'll see the safety key isn't quite the same as the WG730 and relies on this rather weird looking unique toggle that inserts into the hole here, pushes down, and if we get the cord out of the way, you then have to push this across and then pull the trigger. But you can pull either side, so if you're left-handed or right-handed, it really doesn't matter. When it folds down, I will just remove that again, just for safety's sake, and I will remove the batteries again, just for safety. Let's put that behind. I'll show you how compactly this comes down, because it really is another one of the marvellous features of this particular mower. One day I'll mark these so you can actually know exactly where to spin them off to. And there you have it, neatly folded away. And the good thing about this one having a fabric box is the basket neatly folds down, therefore hardly increasing the height of this at all. The height here is approximately 400 millimeters, or about 18 inches for the American viewers. Lengthwise, this is again approximately 500 millimeters in length, which is, let's go for about 42, no, it's not 42 inches. Shall we just get a measuring tape and find out? It's probably easier. Have we got a measuring tape anywhere? Of course we don't. This is the only workshop in the world where we don't have measuring tape, but we do have a rather dusty measuring tape, meter rule, and that's 670 millimeters in total length there. Like I said, the 450 is there, which is top of there. I just happen to know that off the top of my head. And width-wise, you're going down to... Oh, it does actually have an end. 370 millimeters of width. All in all, that's extremely compact. And yeah, I think that is about it. So the height on this in inches for our American viewers and anyone who wants the Imperial is 26 inches in length, and it is 16 inches in width. And the height again is 16 inches. It's 18 inches in height. I can work that one out, it's fine. So yeah, there you have it, guys. This is the wg779E. We're going to go test it out now, and then we're going to come back for the wrap up. So let's go for it. Let's have a quick look at see how much grass we collected here. It's the not a lot. It's literally just taking the tips off of it, if you like. Probably a couple of handfuls in all fairness. Right. So it's the same 50mm cut as we done last week, ironically, with the WG730. Only this time we're using the WG779E. Using 40 volts this time instead of 20 volts. And it would appear that the 20 volt version actually has done a little bit better. I'm going to mow the other bit, and then I'll come back to you. You're going to get this sped up, so it won't take long for you. Definitely less than the WG730. Not a bad effort, not a bad effort at all. But of course, you can sort of at least see the striping action on it, though. I do think if it needs a stripe to put a little bit of weight behind across here, maybe a sandbag or a rock or a stone or something, just give it a little bit extra weight to make sure that The roller really pushes into the ground. Of course, if you put it on a lower setting as well, the roller does push in further. Let's go have a wrap up on it then. Go for it. So guys, the Worx wg779E, for me it's an absolute stalwart. It has been my friend and companion in the grass cutting world for the past 3 years. It can do the first cut after the winter, it can do your maintenance cuts right the way through the year, and it can even turn around and start doing the absolute scalping sort of jobs whereby you really start getting it down right the way down to 30mm and below. I absolutely love it. Put stripes on the ground. Actually, I think it's probably one of my favourite Worx mowers out of the 4 which I've got. Yeah, 4. And also only 90 decibels. This is the most quiet one. This is the silent assassin. It is brushed, yes, but we talked about battery levels and on the previous video and how well the WG730 done. This also has done the exact same, and the 2 batteries are still on 5 bars. And then individual cell wise, they should be, because these run in parallel. 5 bars and 5 bars, which is, let's be honest, what you'd expect. I mean, it's not a large piece of grass out the front, but it's about 70 square meters or thereabouts. And it also does have turbo mode to help you with that first cut if obviously you're struggling. The area of the back garden that I've got as well, combined with the front, is somewhere near a region around about 800-900 square meters. It's quite a large garden. I've got both front and rear. Like I said, for the past 3 years, this has really done me absolute brilliant turn. The grass collection box is slightly small when you've got a heavy amount of grass, but if you just keep it as a maintenance cut, once you've done that heavy cut, you can just keep doing it small amounts, and that is more than enough for you. And yeah, the compact size means it's very good for smaller properties, and obviously people who haven't got as much storage space. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit in the Calyx unit, unlike the WG730E. That's still a kudos for it, but only runs obviously on 1 battery, as this runs on 2. But like I said, for me, it's the small compact size and the roller function on it as well. It's a real nice kudos. Price point wise, you're looking at about £280 for these brand new. However, they do come up quite regularly second hand. And you can have a bit of a bargain there. Just make sure you get some decent, genuine batteries with them, and people haven't switched them out for the interesting batteries that we covered in a previous video, let's say. I was talking about batteries. The ones that you actually get when you get this, well, certainly when I got it, was actually the original 4-amp WA3553 batteries, and the charger that I got, I'm pretty sure with that was the standard dual battery charger. I can't remember the number off of that. I will put it in the description for you. I believe that there are several versions of this available. This was particularly the WG779E.2. Some of them come with 4-amp batteries, some of them come with 2-amp batteries, some of them come with a dual fast charger, some of them come with a dual slow charger. There are different versions out there. Make sure you get the one that's suitable directly for your purpose. Apart from that, guys, I've got nothing really more to say about the WG779E. I'm really impressed. Next week we're going to be looking at the WG749E. That's the 40-volt powered version. It's brushless, and I'm really looking forward to doing the video review on that. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you again next week.